Okay. So this practice, hi everybody. I know this is recorded. I always forget about that. And I'm so glad that people watch the recordings. I hope they're useful. So this practice, I was just talking to Mary about this practice. This practice is called Ocean Dragon. It's a seated meditation practice, and I found it incredibly useful for kind of fine tuning and honing our skills in visualization practices, and how they kind of translate into each other. So in this practice, I'm in my seated mountain, and we'll just take a moment and kind of arrange your mountain. I'm sitting on my knees because cross-legged has been bugging my SI joint, right? So take a moment, yeah, right? Broaden the collarbones, lift up the sternum. The earthly doors are closed, heavenly gate is open. And really kind of bring your awareness to the architecture of your mountain. Notice if your rib cage is turning one way or the other. You can even lift your ribs up off your hips with your hands. Press the tops of the feet down. If you're on your knees into the earth, your spine will raise up. And if you're seated cross-legged, press the edges of your feet down, and you'll notice that movement spiraling up. Notice if you're tilting your head one way or the other. Right? What we want to do is kind of assemble the architecture of us so that energy can flow through, ideally without being blocked. And then, so this practice is called Ocean Dragon, and I've set the timer for it. My little insight meditation timer. And what we're going to do is take the right hand and draw it across the midline of our body like this. Yeah. And I'm kind of, see my hand? Yeah. So it's like I'm cupping it, bringing the fingers close together. Yeah. And I would encourage you to kind of experiment with what happens when you do that, right? Mudras affect the rest of the body. So I'm kind of cutting across the midline, and then bring the left hand right here. Yeah, that's it, Mary, right at the sternum. It's kind of same shape. And there's some energy and intensity in this, right? It's like, it's different. Yeah, it's different than like, ugh. So I'll set the timer just for 5 minutes. Okay, and the idea in Ocean Dragon, right? The dragons are the kind of symbol of transformation. So earthly doors are closed, heavenly gate is open. Take a moment or two as we inhale and exhale. So what would it be like? What is it like as you inhale through your dragon nostrils? And exhale, perhaps that exhale pluming out into the night sky. And really begin to see your inner dragon. What color are you? Are you small and slight, or larger and muscled? What color are your scales, your claws? Inhaling and exhaling. And before you is a body of water. And you can begin to fly over this body of water. And as you do, look around and notice what you see. Can you feel the air over your body, on your belly, over your shoulders? And then perhaps you can begin to fly closer to the surface of the water. And when you look down, perhaps you can see yourself. So for the next few moments, you are Ocean Dragon. And as with any practice, if your mind begins to wander, bring your awareness back to your dragon breath. And then take a deep inhale. And you can exhale slowly through your mouth. And kind of release the fingers and bring them around just into your little chi ball. Softening your dragon claws. And there's my chi ball. So what's interesting to note through that practice is the quality of mind that arises, you know, for me, and from perhaps for many of us, but what inevitably I'm reminded of is to have joyful effort, you know, to play, because I'm fortunate to be able to do that, you know, and to, right, like we get so serious. right? Whether or not we've taken bodhisattva vows or other, it's like they're so serious and we're good, you know? And allowing ourselves to kind of fly around and like drip our claws into the water and to play and to be able to share that with other people, you know, to play with life. So as I was saying earlier to you, you know, this practice, ideally, Ocean Dragon, you can do for 20 minutes, you know, half an hour, and really begin to play with what arises, you know. And then as Ocean Dragon sees Ocean Dragon, and this has been my experience, over the water, are you in the water looking up, or are you in the air looking down? And are you both at the same time? Right? So it's another tool to be able to transform. You know, and then as we're kind of walking around in our waking lives, can you become Ocean Dragon? You know, and then utilize that energy for the benefit of others. It's more fun that way. So let's do, Mary, let's do, yeah, you got a question?
I sprinkled, through my exhale, I sprinkled stardust out above the lake.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, right? Sprinkling stardust and an enlightenment out so that any other creature that comes upon it, right? Yeah, really lovely. Yeah, it's just it's like one more tool that we can use, you know. And this practice, it'll be curious to see how Ocean Dragon flows into looking for the moon in the sea when we do with that practice. Yeah. All right, so we'll do a quick little shake. And again, you know, the limitations of Zoom and an hour or 45 minutes, everything's a bit shorter, but you know, ideally a shake is like 20 minutes. So what we can consider also, let me just get this out of the way, is that as we play with these practices, it make you full screen. There we go. Right, so even though we're only going to shake for like 5 minutes or so, if I consider that every single body, every cell of my body is shaking, I can multiply that, right? So we'll start off in our mountain, feet are together or hip width apart. And if you're not really quite sure about that, look and see. But eventually we start to develop the ability to know what our body is doing without looking at it. And then find the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, inside and outside of the right foot. And then again, the same with the left. Slightly grip the toes so that the arches pop up. This is the bubbling well. And as you do that, begin to draw energy up into your body, right? It's always there anyway. Cat hair. But begin to consciously draw it up into you. And hands are in the Tai Chi Mudra. Earthly doors are closed, heavenly gate is open. Pressing the tongue against the roof of the mouth is the magpie bridge. This is also a tradition in Buddhist practice. And bring your awareness to the spiritual needle, the energy flowing down into you and up into you. the central channel. And this is with you always, whether you're walking, sitting, sleeping, napping. But we connect to it as we inhale and exhale. The energy of the sun and the stars flowing into us, the energy of the earth rising up through us, and the wisdom and compassion of all of the Buddhas, past, present, and future. Moving into us, out of us, becoming us. Inhale. Release the mudra. Feeling the air move between your fingers, over the palms of the hands. Exhale, step to the right. Inhale, reach up. Reach up more. That's it. Begin to get space in between every joint of the body. Exhaling. Feel space enter every joint of the body. And then inhale, reach up even more. Heels come up off the ground. Exhaling. Turn the palms up, arms are shoulder height, slight bend in the elbows, holding the sky in your hands. Begin to bend down. And then inhale, jump up. Exhale, release. And then begin to just kind of shake out, undo the fuckery. Right? Rather than in this moment, this lifetime, many lifetimes. Moving through the scalp, releasing the muscles of the jaw, pulling your pants up. So I found that if you kind of draw the hands down, the fingers down the sides of the throat, right? Helping to drain the lymph nodes. And then come back up here to the sinuses. It's like opening a channel, right? For it to move down and flow. And then thumbs pressing up into the top of the eye sockets, helping to release the muscles and also moving fluid down. Pressing the palms of the hands into the ears. Noticing if one ear or the other ear is different, and then feeling perhaps fluid moving down the eustachian tubes. And we haven't done this in a little while, just gently pull on the right earlobe. Right, and you may feel some draining, and then the left earlobe. Right, as we move into winter, at least in this part of the world, in New York, other parts of the world where they're, still have 4 seasons-ish, it's important to kind of keep this flowing through us. And then for the eyes, you can press the heels of the hands into the eye sockets, let your head come forward, and rotate the eyes 9 times one way and then the other way. which is also a nice form of pratyahara, right? Removing the sense of the eyes. Well, or can you perhaps see in other ways? And then we'll just begin to move through the body. To cup the palms. So a little bit more like this, Mary, yeah? Yeah. So it's because you can, right, what we're doing is using sound and vibration to move through us. Back to the legs, back to the legs. As you lean forward, like really let your head go, let the weight of your head lengthen your neck if you're leaning forward. Yeah, noticing where anything's stuck or your ankles feeling stuck. Wrists. Can fan the heart. Up the head back. All right, returning to play. So we'll just freestyle for like the next 10 seconds, Mary. Right, being boneless. Right, as you shake, are you still your dragon? And then we're going to slow it down a little bit. Right, like what's it like to shake, discharge slowly? In fact, can you notice when you do that, right, that everything ripples outward? If you pick your heels up and then let them fall, noticing that ripple outward, because it does. And then what's that like when you perhaps put some mantra behind it? May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. And even as you move through the air, while you're still feeling the energy of the earth move up into you and down into you from the sun and the stars, right? So let's play with that before we do looking for the moon in the sea. Let's do a little bit of eagle, which we haven't done in a while. So step the right foot back to the left, draw the arms around, right? Fingertips facing each other, palms face the earth. Smoothing the subtle body, meridians coming back into the Tai Chi Mudra. And then releasing the mudra again. And as you do, perhaps your fingertips become feathers. And we can just keep the feet together and then just kind of allow the hands to come down. Right, that's it, like playing with flight. And breath. Nice. And right, swooping down and opening up. Feeling the air currents under your wings, over your wings. Inhaling, exhaling. And then we'll play with the breath just for a moment. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, rising up. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. Okay, and then what we can do, you can play with, so you're just kind of here, draw the wings down, shift your weight to your right foot. Okay, so that you can pick up the heel of the left and maybe step it back a little bit. Yeah, and then put a slight bend in that right knee. Making sure that the knee is always facing forward. And then again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. And then maybe I'll turn to the side a little bit. You can play with, right, so my foot is back. I can maybe lift that back leg, inhaling, exhale. So that back leg becomes your tail. Inhaling, exhale. And then looking forward. We'll do a couple more. Inhale, exhale. Pause, kind of allow yourself to be held up by the wind. Inhale, exhale. Soaring, right? And even as you're playing with your own balance, what you are doing is balancing on the wind currents. Inhale, exhale. Woo! And then rising up, step forward again. Pause. Go look around. And we'll do the other side. So you can shift your weight to your left foot, still fingertips or feathers. And pause for a moment here and see your eagle form. Are you a bald eagle, golden eagle, honey eagles? Those are the ones in Kathmandu, Nepal. Maybe step the left foot back a little bit. Noticing the shift of your foot. Inhale. right? If you've been to Kathmandu, you know the valley there. Fly over it. Exhale. Inhale, soaring over Kopan. Exhale. Maybe picking that right foot up. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe even being joined by other eagles. Inhaling. Exhale. Feeling yourself supported by air element. Your own breath spreading outward into the wind. Woo, do 2 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. And then coming to a light. Onto a mountain and pausing, you can drop your gaze, right? Either close your eyes or soften your gaze, but look around you. Perhaps feeling the air over your breast feathers. And whether your eyes are closed or softly lowered in your eagle form, you can see beyond what is right here. And then inhale. Draw the arms around. So now we'll release the mudra again. Step out into a horse stance. And this is going to be a pretty wide horse stance. Got your plant there. I love that, the plant's practicing. Yeah, I'm stretching my lower back a little bit here. So check your feet out and have them parallel, okay? And now for those of you who are watching this later and haven't seen this form, looking for the moon and the sea, I'll show it from the side, okay? And then Mary and I are going to do a few rounds of it, or probably a bunch of rounds, but I'm in my horse stance, earthly doors closed. I'm not overarching my lower back because that compromises my lumbar vertebrae. So I want to tuck and lift up, right? Just like you're on a horse. Okay. And then the palms come up and I make a triangle shape with my thumb and forefinger. And you can have them touch or just gently, be a little bit apart from each other. And in that space is the full moon. And I connect the third eye to that triangle. And I see the light of the moon. And allow the light of the moon to fall into your palms. Inhale. Exhale, turn your hands to face you. And here, as much as possible, the forearms come together. Allow the light of the moon to fall upon your eyes, face, mouth, tongue, throat, nourishing organs. And then come forward, and here, this is where my back is long. 2 fingers, forefinger and middle finger, come to the water upon which you're standing, and you can trace the reflection of the moon in the water. Inhale. Exhale, draw it up into you to nourish. Okay, and I'm going to turn to face you again, and we'll do it again. That's it, Mary. All right, so right here. Feel your shoulder blades wrapping around you, right? Your wings. Because even though we're not doing that form anymore, eagle is still inside you. So is dragon. So are the Buddhas. Inhale. Catch the moon in your palms. Exhale. Turn your hands so that it reflects upon you. Filling body, speech, and mind with the light of the Buddhas. Come forward. Trace the moon in the sea. Inhale. Exhale. Drawing that wisdom and compassion into your body. And again, frame the moon in your palms. Inhale. Exhale, turn your palms to face you. Slowly, slowly. All right, you can feel this light nourishing stomach and intestines, sex organs, coming forward. And as you dip your fingers into the water and look down, who is looking up? Inhale, trace the moon in the sea. Exhale, draw it into you. Inhale, frame, collect. Exhale, pause. Inhale, turn your palms to face you. Exhale, nourish. Coming forward. Can you feel the wetness on your fingertips? Remembering that everything ripples out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pause, right? Take a little moment, make sure of your alignment of the gross body, right? This beautiful sacred vehicle. And then inhale. Exhale. Turning the palms to face you. coming forward. Inhale, tracing the moon. Perhaps gazing upon your own Buddha nature, and then exhale, drawing it into you. Slowly, slowly coming back up. Every cell of your body practicing. Inhale. Exhale. You can literally feel this flowing into your palms. Feeling every fingertip, down your elbows, shoulders, and then inhale. Exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, trace. Exhale, gather. And then we'll just pause right here. Inhale. Step right foot back to left, or just the feet together. Right, closing the practice. Pausing, noticing, looking within. And then you can release the Tai Chi Mudra, turn the palms up. Feeling the energy of the sun and the moon and the stars fall into your palms. Turn the palms down, feel the energy of the earth rising up to meet you, supporting you. And then bring the hands to the human. And then we'll come and sit, but just for a minute to close out. But this is the earth, the heavens, and the very fortunate human. Such a beautiful practice, isn't it? When I was practicing this weekend by the river and with all of the elements. I was doing prostrations, and I looked up and there was an eagle, and like just everything, it's just, when you're in New York City, it's a little bit harder to be reminded of the fact that you are the elements, and but to call upon it, call upon that flight, or looking for the moon in the sea is such a transformative practice. So it was a pleasure to share with you, Mary. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to send you a track that I listen to when I'm doing prostrations. You probably already know it anyway. Songs from the Bardo.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think living in a city, you don't see impermanence like you do when you live out here. I mean, every day out here, yeah, that's a big difference, I think. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm very, very, very thankful. My cat's staring at me. I'm very thankful that I have a yard, because I watch all of the seasons, and I have, tend to the yard as I tend to my mind. But you're right. You're absolutely right. We don't see it. We see it more we see the suffering of, countless homeless people, and the violence, and I was on the phone yesterday with my team in Uganda, and I was right near NYU at school, and there's sirens, and my buddy's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm used to that." Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, lovely, lovely, lovely practice. I'll talk to you soon. Be safe.
Thank you.